Hello everyone, B1 here, and today I have a Time Thief deck profile for you. So, Time Thieves are a really cool deck. They are based off of Doctor Who, which I am a fan of. Seeing that they made a Doctor Who archetype got me really excited. And it's also an Xyz archetype. There's 2 Xyz monsters, no Link monsters, which a lot of people were surprised about. At least looking at older videos of people reacting to when Perpetua was revealed. People were surprised that they came out with another Xyz monster instead of a Link monster. But honestly, I'm happy that they came out with an Xyz monster. Especially now that Master Rule 5 is here. You can summon zones without having to worry about Link arrows. It's really nice. And Time Thieves was definitely my most favorite to play and actually use. So yeah, let's get into the profile. So of course, monsters first. We'll start up the lineup with triple Time Thief Regulator. This is your rescue rabbit of the deck. You can tribute it while you control no other monsters to summon 2 Time Thieves with different names from your deck except another copy of itself. And that's really good because it's a 1-card redoer, which, is nice. And you gotta be careful because this thing can get ashed, as well as this being your primary normal summon. And then we play double Summoner Monk. In a pure version of Time Thieves, I would definitely say that you probably should be playing Summoner Monk, purely because it gives you 2 extra copies of Regulator, or 3 extra copies if you choose to play 6. But the reason behind playing 2 Summoner Monk is because since it is simply acting as a way to get to your Regulators, you don't want to play 3 because that increases your chances of seeing essentially 2 Regulators in your opening hand. And if you're opening up both Summoner Monk and Regulator, you almost always want to do the Regulator because Regulator takes the least number of resources to get the combo going. Hence, the other reason why we're only playing 2 Summoner Monk is it's a 1.5 card combo. Now, it replaces the spell you discard with the Regulator, so you're not losing any card advantage in that sense, but you're losing card advantage because you need to get Summoner Monk off the field. So after summoning Regulator with it, you are almost always linking Almirage. Linking this away into Almirage, and then tributing the Almirage to target Regulator. That way you can use Regulator's effect because you won't control any more monsters. So it's so that in that sense, that particular interaction gives you -1, but then Regulator replaces the Summoner Monk because it summons 2 monsters, so it replaces itself with 1, then replaces the lost Summoner Monk with another one. So you do still plus. You go +1 with this particular combo, right? By using Summoner Monk. Whereas with Regulator, you go +2. So, yeah, you usually want to go +1, not +2. I went a little too long with that, so we're going to have to try to breeze through everything else. Then we play 3 Winder. Winder's nice. You detach a material from any Xyz monster you control, and then special summon it from your hand. And then, if it's normal or special summon, you get to search any Time Thief card you want. And again, that's on normal or special summon. So, in case you don't see Summoner Monk or Regulator, but you do see this, you can normal summon this and still get a search. So, yeah, we want to max on that. We want to see it. Next, we play 2 Chrono Quarter and 2 Bezel Ship. These guys are essentially the same card. They both summon themselves from the graveyard. Bezel Ship by detaching a material from an Xyz monster you control, and Chrono Quarter summons itself from the grave if an Xyz monster leaves the field because of any card effect, which includes Redoer. So if you detach this off of the Redoer and then banish Redoer, Chrono Quarter will trigger. So if you detach Chrono Quarter, the redoer will then check to see what cards you detached. If you detached Chrono Quarter, it means you detached a monster. So redoer will banish himself, which will then allow Chrono Quarter to summon itself from the graveyard, because it was technically in the graveyard while the removal was happening. And then Bezel Ship's cool. Its on-field effect makes it essentially DD Crow. So you want to have multiples of these, because if you're summoning itself with its own effect, and you choose to use the DD Crow effect instead of using it as material for an Xyz summon, this thing will banish itself. So by having a second one in your deck, you ensure that you will be able to use your DD Crow at least one more time throughout the duel, which is really nice. And then we play the second Chrono Quarter. I was actually playing one originally, but I decided to put in the second one because we play Desires. So you don't want to banish it because you want to be able to summon it off of Regulator. Then we play one Monster Reborn, and pretty self-explanatory. It's Monster Reborn, gives you an extender. Then we play 2 copies of Time Thief Startup, and it simply allows you to summon a Time Thief monster from your hand. But seeing this in Summoner Monk is also good, because you can discard this off of the Summoner Monk. And then later on, and the reason why you play 2 of these is because you can, and its second effect is its Grave Effect, which allows you to banish it from grave. And then during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Time Thief Xyz monster you control, attach 3 Time Thief cards of different types, 1 monster, 1 spell, and 1 trap, from your graveyard to that monster as material. You can only use 1 Time Thief Startup effect per turn, and only once that turn. If you're playing a pure version of Time Thief, especially the way I'm playing it, it ends up being really control-y based. And because it's control-y, you want to go into the grind game. But as time goes on, you're eventually going to start running out of Time Thief cards to attach to your Redoer using Perpetua, which is the other Xyz monster. And this startup allows you to reuse cards in your graveyard that you normally wouldn't be able to reuse. So because of that, you number 1 have to play 2, because we don't play hack. So you need to get both these in the grave. You banish one, which will allow you to attach the other to your Redoer most likely. But yeah, it takes setup, but then again, it's just for the grind game. And then once in a while, it makes for a decent way of playing through hand traps, kind of. And then I would play 2 Paw of Desires. I don't play 3. I go back and forth between 2 and 3 in every deck I play it in. But I chose to only play 2 because you see it often enough at 2 that you don't usually miss the 3rd copy. And the risk of drawing 2 Desires is, while it's not very high, it has happened to me before, and it definitely lost me the game. Not in this deck. I think it was in Salamangreat, but yeah. Then I play 2 Call by the Grave. You want your Regulator to go through. You want your Summoner Monk to go through. You want your Winder to go through. Also, the spells to discard off of Summoner Monk. Play Triple Forbidden Chalice, because again, it's a spell that you can discard off of Summoner Monk if you need to. And then the spell lineup is actually 11 spells, and I chose that number specifically because I wanted to always see at least 1 spell in my opening hand. And most of the spells, let's see, I think 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of the spells you want to see in your opening hand. The startup can work out, but only if you have a particular hand, like a very specific one. So yeah. I have a 73% chance to see at least 1 spell in my opening hand, which I like. And then we play triple Shade Brigandine. He is the only other extender we play in the deck. And the thing is, you don't actually have to have other extenders because you just see the other ones often enough. And if you draw this in addition to any of your normal summons, you can at the very least make a Redoer with a bounce, which is nice. And then again, if you do get Imperm, be wary that if you use the Imperm during your opponent's turn and you're going second, you will not be able to use Shade Brigandine during your following turn. So that's one thing to be wary of. And then 2 Retrograde, Spell Trap Negate, but only if you have a only if you have a Time Thief Xyz monster on field, and it's a counter trap, so that's nice. And then we play 2 Flyback. Next we play 2 Skullmeister. 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Veiler, and 3 Ash. The actual Time Thief like core itself is so small you can afford to play a ton of hand traps. And I like to think of Forbidden Chalice as essentially being the 10th, 11th, and 12th hand traps, because in total this makes 10. And then real quickly, we have the extra deck, 1 All Mirage for the Summoner Monk, 2 Redoer because he's the boss of the deck, and just he's a boss. And then you play 2 Perpetua. Perpetua is really nice. Really generic 2 level 4 monsters. During standby, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 Time Thief monster in your grave, except Perpetua, special summon the monster. It allows you to bring back Redoer during either player's standby phase. And then, because it's still the standby phase, Redoer will trigger to take a card from your opponent's deck, which is cool. Those are the Time Thieves. Play 1 Best Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Baguska. If anyone has any pointers on how to use Baguska, please let me know, because I'm failing at it. And if I'm failing at it and it's supposed to be just summon, boom, you're good, I have some serious issues. And then we play Dark Rebellion, play Boral Sword, but it's actually nuts because you can make this turn 3, which is absolutely crazy. And if you were able to prevent your opponent from really doing anything during their turn, you can OTK them turn 3, and it's really cool. And then play the Nightmare Phoenix just as a generic Link monster. And I don't actually own any more generic Link monsters. And I just didn't want to play some really weird out there rank 4 monsters. However, another thing that you could do is play Psyframe Lord Lambda, and then Psyframe your Gamma in addition to Psyframe Driver, just as another combo to work with Redoer. And then instead of summoning Perpetua, you could summon the Lambda, however you say that, which will then allow you to get Gamma during your end phase if you banish Redoer during your turn. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments, like the video, and please subscribe. Have a good day. See ya.